We're lucky girls today. How do you feel about that?
I feel really good.
Okay, let's tell them about it.
So we're lucky.
And
The
everything
mic
works
was
out for us.
just because now we're back to doing 2 mics now. And so my mic, we haven't used it in a long time, and I think it got offended.
Your
And
computer
so,
too.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, and then it just wasn't recognized. Does this look way too big?
No, we're just not used to it being big anymore.
Oh. Oh.
So it wasn't working for a while.
Yeah, and then Shrads was, so I was basically trying to do stuff, and then Shrads was like, we're lucky girls and everything
Started
works out for
whispering it.
us. Yeah. And then she kept saying it like a chant, and then and then it worked. And
worked out for us.
We were all good.
Here we are.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here too. Let's get it started. My name is Shrads.
And my name's Rita, and this is
Almost there?
question mark?
Whoa. If you're new to our channel, we post our full form podcasts on Spotify and like all the podcasting platforms, and we post like our little easy fun clips on YouTube. So if you want to listen to us in full form and hear us, what's the word, yap along, go to Spotify, Apple, all those cool things. And then if you do want to just watch us and see our faces, then just go to YouTube and we'll see you there. You can also, oh yeah, we're not used to that. You can also follow us on Instagram at
ALMST there.
And yeah, we're so happy you're here. Thank you.
Yo, if someone called you a yapper in
Yeah.
like real life,
Yeah.
would you be offended?
No.
Really?
I think it depends on the tone of how you say it. Because I don't know if you guys know, I don't know how to say her name, Brooke Sheffield. Anyways, so her boyfriend, oh my God, let's talk about this real quick. Have you heard of Clinton Kane?
Yeah, I've heard of the person.
He's a musician,
Okay.
and he sang the song Chicken Tendies. You've 100% heard the song.
Oh, I think you introduced me to him.
Maybe.
Yeah.
This guy faked an Australian accent with her their whole relationship. Okay. So he would talk in an Australian accent, like not only with her, with like their friends and everything like that, but he would like go in and out. Like he'd have an American accent for a little bit, and then he'd be like, oh, I was just like, I've been here for so long that it just like floats in and whatever. And he killed off his family. And it's not true. Like he used to, my mom died, my dad died, my brother's dead. They're all dead. And like, that's how he would get sympathy. And like, apparently for a while, all his music was about his like family members being dead. And they're fully alive. And he's still making music to this day. And his like team basically is like, his team's like, yeah, he was talking about his mom, who he was like, it's not really his mom. He was just really close with this lady who was like a mother figure in his life. No, he was just freaking psychotic. But anyways, the reason I brought it up was because he called the girlfriend who like talked about it, Brooke, he called her a yapper, and she's like, if you're gonna call me a yapper, I'm gonna tell everybody your whole life story about what you lied about. And now she like did like a 20-part story time about just like how he lied, what he did. She brought receipts, everything. Not crazy.
She got offended.
But she did it as a joke. Like she wasn't
Yeah.
like mad about it, but yeah. Also, can we talk about, have I ever told anybody or talked about on the podcast about the girl who, my friend when I was really young, who told me she had a brain tumor? For the longest
I think you've
time.
said it on the podcast though.
Yeah, similar vibes. No, truly. She told me she had a brain tumor for 2 or 3 years of my life, and I would cry multiple times a year. Almost, my parents took me to the hospital in the middle of the night one time because I thought she was gonna die, and it was all a lie.
She's alive and well.
You know how we found out? She was supposed to be, we were somewhere, I'm not gonna give too many details because I feel like, I mean, not that people are watching who knew her, whatever, but just in case. But she was like on the phone with us, and while we were with my friends, and she was like, yeah, I'm at the hospital right now, like I'm so tired, but I'm so sad I'm missing this thing with you guys, blah blah blah, whatever. And my other friend who couldn't make it, we called her right after, and she's like, oh, it's so crazy, I see her like downstairs at my building. And we're like, what? And she's like, yeah. And we're like, no, she told us she's at the hospital. And they're like, she's like, no, like she's literally right there. I can see her outside my window. But we were young, not Clinton Kane aged, but that's still wild.
I mean, you know, the normal stuff that people would lie about was like, oh, I have a boyfriend in another middle school. You know, like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and like we never talk to each other.
Yeah.
But like hashtag boyfriend now.
100%.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And like also like but those things like people felt like they were a little bit real. Like there was like a false like dream that's what they
Yeah.
thought it was going to be, but this is
Yeah.
on another level.
Oh, this is different
Yeah.
for sure. But at that age, you also don't realize like how big this is, like how
Right.
big this lie is, right? At that age, it's like I just want it to like get attention or whatever, you know?
Yeah, but like also if your friends are crying about it, I don't know.
That's true.
Like I would cry on the phone with her about it. I'd like text her and I'd cry about it, and she'd just chilling.
Yeah.
But anyways, she honestly, let's give her some credit. When we did find out, she was given the ultimatum. Like our friend was like, you either tell her the full story or I will. And she was like, okay, I have a problem. Like she did say like, I have a problem. How
old were you guys?
I was in grade 8 going into grade 9, but she did it since like grade 7. So we were like grown enough to know that it's
Okay.
wrong.
Yeah, that's
You know what I mean?
yeah, you're kind of grown.
Yeah. But it's okay. She was like, I have a problem. And she understood she had a problem. So we'll give her that. But let's hope she's not like that now. Now I'm just stressed. I'm sick. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Are you like for sure or
Can I see your hospital band?
Can you-
Or
can you send me papers or what?
I'm not like that.
that's
I wish I
crazy.
was a little bit, but you know.
Like to ask
Yeah.
for proof.
Yeah. But I'm not. I fully wholeheartedly believe you.
Yeah. I mean, I think everyone does just at,
Yeah,
at this
exactly.
age especially.
Yeah.
Like you just, why would anyone make that up? And if they're making it up, then it's
That's
not
a them
you, it's
problem.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. But it does cause a toll though
Crazy toll.
when you hear that shit. But yeah, that's wild. So are we gonna do Reddit stuff?
Yes.
Today?
My best friend, when I was about 11, had a gigantic house that seemed to have a really weird layout with almost no garden and 6 feet thick stone walls, electric fences, massive gates, and spikes. Very modern and purpose built for the family. The whole house joined together with a big square corridor with an obvious void in the middle. Think Pentagon kind of scenario. One door in the garage looked different from every other door in the house and seemed much older and quite well used. One day I asked him what was in there, and he casually told me, our old house, some of my toys are still in there. After a few months of dying to see what was behind the door, I asked him if we could go inside. His mom seemed reluctant, but unlocked the door and allowed us in there. It was really weird. There was an entire house inside their house. 3 bedrooms, kitchen, lounge, 2 bathrooms, etc. Loads of clothes, toys, cutlery, crockery. I don't know what this says. Still plugged in with the cartridge loaded. Almost as though they had just walked out and locked the door behind them. All the windows are blacked out by the new house walls. I found 2 shoe boxes crammed full of garbage pail kids cards, some still sealed with the gum. Turns out his dad had gone to work one day and the family had been violently assaulted, held at gunpoint, and robbed. The dad rushed home to find them all in bed, terrified, and hiding under the sheets with the dog and housekeeper. Took them all out of there, put them in a rental for a few months, and built a damn fortress around the existing home. That's crazy.
No, first of all, that's not even.
That's crazy.
No, this is from like a horror movie.
Do you think this like?
What do you mean he just built a whole house on top of the house? That's
No,
already
not
there?
on top.
Or
Around.
like around, yeah. But like, what? How do you do this? What is this? This is not a normal response.
Oh, I wonder if they had like a lot of land. Like it was like a farm property.
But why would you not just like they live in the house surrounding, right?
Well, they live in both parts, but that's the house inside is basically there that if somebody else comes in, I guess they just hide in that house and nobody would come into that.
Or you could just have like a security system.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we live in that. Like when was that
Yeah,
posted?
that's crazy. I don't know.
Not too long ago, I'm sure. If you found it like recently.
6 years ago.
Oh,
6 years ago. No, that house actually belongs in a horror movie.
no, because first, what kind of a normal response is that? I don't think that's normal. I think that's like if you're doing some creepy, like, underground shit. Like maybe they're like into drugs. Maybe they're like that's their where they
They're a mafia.
yeah.
Maybe.
Because who does that? Just for
Who comes
protection.
up with
Now
that? No,
I'm gonna create
truly.
a whole other house around a house.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That's wild. That's so scary.
That
What
is
if your
crazy.
friend would like? What if that was your friend?
I don't know. I don't think I could be friends, but I think it depends also how like early you find out. Like, do you find out when you're like 7? Because at 7, that's freaking cool. Like, oh my God, they have like a secret house in their big house. Like, I'd want to tell everybody.
Yeah, but let's say you now grow up and you're still friends with that person.
And you find out they've had it the whole time.
Yeah. And you're just like, oh, okay. You know, what would you?
I think they're mafia, some sort of mafia kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be like, yo, are you earning like a lot of money?
Yeah. Like what does your
let me
dad do?
get in on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But I
Crazy.
think
That is crazy though.
yeah, it is crazy.
That is wild.
Wow. What a world.
Reddit is a crazy place. Like people use Google or Reddit as Google,
Yeah. People don't even trust Google
No.
anymore that much. Yeah.
which is wild.
I know.
Because it's like these aren't trusted sources, so how can you trust that it's real? But I guess like a couple of my friends, like they say like when they don't know how to work something or something's wrong with their laptop or something's wrong in their house, they search on Reddit like this thing and people respond like very truthfully, like, oh, this happened to me too, and this is how you fix it. Which maybe that's the vibe. But we need to start it because a lot of things go wrong when we do all this stuff, you know.
Facts.
So maybe.
Facts.
All right.
This is an Am I the Asshole? We're bringing
We
it back.
love those.
Yeah. Am I the asshole for offering to pay for my girlfriend's college tuition? Not at all, sir. Not at all.
But I already know what the girlfriend's thinking. I am the girlfriend.
I've
not the
been
girlfriend,
dating my girlfriend.
I'm just saying.
Not that one.
I paid my own college tuition, guys.
I've been dating my girlfriend for about 6 years now. She's amazing, hardworking, and incredibly smart. She's currently attending a community college and plans to transfer to a 4-year university next year. However, she struggles financially as her family isn't well off. I come from a more affluent background, and my parents have been generous with me. I've got a great job and a good savings. Seeing her work so hard and stress about her finances, I wanted to help. So a few weeks ago, I offered to pay for her tuition when she transfers to the university. I thought it was a good idea. I love her and I want to support her dreams. But when I made the offer, she got really upset. She accused me of thinking she was some sort of charity case and said that my offer made her feel inadequate and embarrassed about her financial situation. She told me that she didn't want to feel indebted to anyone and she wanted to achieve her goals on her own. I tried to explain that I was just trying to help and I didn't see her as a charity case at all. I just wanted to ease her burden and support her in any way I could. A few days ago, we got in a big fight. She was venting about her college dues and I snapped and told her that if she wouldn't let me help by paying for it, then she shouldn't keep bringing it up around me. She got really mad and accused me of not being supportive. Since then, she hasn't been talking to me at all. She's been distant. So am I the asshole for offering to pay for my girlfriend's college tuition?
We're the best people to have this conversation. No, but I get her completely. I fully understand her. I have always been that person. Like, it's not a charity case, and I know they've been together for 6 years. I'm literally in the same situation. Like, me and my fiance have been together for going on 6 years. And I just can't imagine if that question was put out to me, I would be just as defensive. I would just be like, it's just, there's things with like girls, I think when you're brought up as to be very independent, it's very hard. It feels like you're asking for help when you don't want to be helped and you think that you can handle everything. And it's hard for people to ask for help, especially when you're brought up in that way. And you feel like you can take care of yourself and you don't need anybody else to take care of you. But so he's not being the asshole, but that's just something you both have to get over at the end of the day. Because it's not her fault either. I don't think she's wrong. Well, maybe I'm biased because I'm exactly like that. But like, I don't know, man.
They're also very young. Like she's 20, I think.
Sorry.
Yeah,
they've
so
been
let me
together
tell you
since
the
they were
ages.
15?
Like he's 21 and she's 20. First of all, what job does he have that he's able to do all this and good savings at 21?
His parents are probably like,
I guess, loaded.
yeah.
What a life. But okay, I don't think he's an asshole. Obviously, he's being nice and very supportive. But there are other ways that you can support your partner, right? I think for guys, when they think about fixing a situation, they kind of just go to, well, what can I do like now?
Obvious. Let me fix it right now.
Yeah. But I think for women, sometimes it's more so you're being supportive when you listen. You're being supportive when you are there to just like give advice or, whatever. You're like showing that you genuinely care about that person's dreams or whatever it is, and you're asking those questions, like, okay, like I know it's tough, like what can we do, like how can we work together to like make this better for you, or maybe they just need a vent. So yeah, giving money is obviously so nice and
the obvious answer,
really
too.
supportive, right? But there's also would you say it's, I don't want to say it's an ego thing, but I do think there's some ego to that too. You don't want to feel like you're indebted to someone, especially at that age, right? Like
for her, young. You're saying?
Yeah.
For
you
sure.
You don't want to feel like you're indebted to someone and stuff. So I think like it has a lot to do with like ego in 100%, a lot of ways, because you just don't want to seem like that person help. Is superior to you.
Yeah. I think that's one of the biggest things, where it's just like, I can do it myself. Like I don't need anybody else to like pity me or feel like they have to help me with it, right? And it's the whole thing of like, when you're independent and you can provide for yourself, like you don't need no man to do that, right? And I think it's that whole thing. And it's also sometimes, I think, for that kind of situation where he's like, her parents are not as well to do and stuff like that, I'm sure she feels as if he thinks that her parents can't do as much as his parents can. And I think it's like a family thing too, where she's like, well, your parents did it for you, doesn't mean my parents have to do it for me. Like I have different, like, that kind of vibe. There's for sure ego involved with it. I have ego with that stuff too, where I'm just like, it's inbuilt. And and the one thing I will say he was probably being an asshole was when he snapped. But I do understand why he's snapping too. But yeah, you can't just be like, I told you how to fix it and you weren't listening, so don't talk to me about it ever again.
Yeah, it's just
like, that's crazy.
These conversations need to happen, and like it just is something that you have to come to terms with, that like your solution is not that person's solution.
Right.
It's your solution to the problem. But I do think these things change as you get older, though. Like once you move in with someone, or once you're looking at a future with someone, these conversations need to change to the point where it's like, if let's say the girl's earning a significant amount and the guy is earning a lesser amount, maybe the girl takes care of more things, guy takes care of lesser things, but you're still taking care of things. Like you have to find those different aspects of how you're going to make it work, and you can't be equal in that way when you're getting older. But I think they're just so young that like, at this point, it is a lot of just like, you don't want to seem like,
Yeah, but I also think like at this point, it depends on how much it's going to affect her if she can't take the help from him, right? Like there's certain things that you have to just be like, you also just have to be like, there's nothing else you can do. Because if they want to have a future together and it comes down to like, she wants to do something or whatever it is, she has to just be like, am I going to go into debt to go to school? Or am I going to just take this help and, be okay with us setting up our future in a certain way, So I think it comes both ways, where at some point she's just going to have to accept that that's her life, and she's gonna have to, I'm sure she's doing everything, if she's like that, she's doing everything she can to bring that bag up. 100%. I don't doubt that. But it's okay to ask for help, and it's okay to be helped. And I think she also has to look at it in a way of, it's not help. Like, this is just your partner doing what they need to do to support you.
I do think at that age, though, like, it's
you don't
very
have
hard to come to that. Like
100%, yeah.
Come on. Like, now, yeah. Like, you might feel like with your partner, you're there. But, like, when we 100%. Were at that age, no way we would ever like take that.
I don't think I'm there yet.
No. Exactly. So like that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like it's just,
In a perfect world.
yeah.
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 Yeah. We need to have that conversation. That's crazy.
But he's not the asshole. I don't think he's the asshole.
Other than the fighting part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm sure she said hurtful stuff too.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Both
So-
assholes.
But
We're
like
all
they
assholes
like
sometimes.
each other.
Yeah.
They like each other. Do you ever feel guilty for wanting to be alone? I really love my family and enjoy their company. However, sometimes I just feel like I really want to be alone for a while. But at the same time, I feel guilty about feeling that way because I know that getting to spend time with them is very precious. Do you also feel the same way?
Yours are deep. You answer first. You're picking the right ones too, eh? Very like relative.
Yeah. Do I feel the same way? I would say, yeah, I feel the same. I feel guilty for sure. I think now I'm in a place in life where I'm trying to be more independent and I'm late in the game, but I feel guilty about it. And I think it's because now it's like late in the game too, that now I'm very attached as well. And so I feel really guilty about it. But I also don't think it is like selfish or anything to do what you got to do for yourself to progress as a human. I don't think it has anything to do with like not wanting to be around them for me. Like I think it's more just progressing as a human, you know, just growing up and actually doing things on your own. Because when you live with your parents, they will do things and that's just like life, right?
But even if they don't, like
Yeah.
or you're saying like they'll like do things for you, like cook and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You're
Like,
right, sorry.
you know, the type of independence that you have when you're living on your own. And I know people talk about it in a very positive light, but I also, because my partner is like someone who lives on his own and stuff, like I know that it's not all like, wow,
Rainbows and sunshines.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you have to like plan everything, whether it's meals or whatever, and like much more stuff. So I just think that genuinely I believe that you'll always feel guilty. I'll always feel guilty for like leaving, because at the end of the day, like it is that time that you will not get back in life, but also the time of you growing up and understanding more about yourself will not come back either. So you just have to pick and choose, and this is just the way of life, and it's gonna suck either way. That's my thought.
Isn't that crazy? I think as they grow older too, it just, you feel this different type of guilt because they're growing older and you can see that they're growing older a little bit. I also think like it's guilt, but like you said, like it's not like it's something we also put on ourselves a little bit sometimes, because I know that they want those things for us. It's just they have certain like sometimes unrealistic boundaries that they've put around it. So it's like, you know that they want these things. So even if they were doing things where they were like saying, okay, go do your thing, like go tomorrow, I still think you would have felt just as guilty, because you would have, you know what comes with you leaving. You know what I mean? Like, and that's my situation too with like, there's so many things that I think with our, because we got to start eventually planning for our wedding, that we just like, there's things that we want and there's things that our parents are completely okay with us doing. And I think the more we get into talking about these things, I realize that like, it's hard to, sometimes they say do what you want, and it's, you know what they want as well, and you want to do things for them as well. You know what I mean? And I think once you, it's just now, once you have, I don't know how to explain it. You have this relationship with your parents where you love them and you want to make them happy. And I think if that's a relationship with you have with anybody, regardless of how you feel, if it is a little bit more of a selfish decision, even if they're letting you do what you want, even if they're stopping you from doing what you want, you're going to feel that guilt because you care about them so much. It just comes with the territory. You know, when you have a close relationship with someone, it comes with the territory. Like, it's just, that's just how we are as human beings, and that's just how it's going to be. So yes, you're not the asshole. You're fine. That's life, dude. That is life.
And we're going through it. So
facts.
You know, it is, life is gonna life, and you gotta do what you gotta do for yourself, and also that they're gonna be okay. Because you're actually like, we're also privileged to the point where like we are, even though we're saying we're gonna move, we're not moving to another country. We're
No,
not moving to
absolutely.
another province. We're not like, we will still be okay. We
Yeah.
can still see them. We can still meet them. We can still make those memories with them.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be a different relationship now, because now you have to try harder with them
100%.
when you never had to, because you're just at home.
Yeah.
Right? So it's just a different relationship, which we're privileged enough to say that we can do, because I know there are people very close to us who don't have their parents here, and or don't have their family here and friends here even, and for them it's way harder to do something like this, right? And so yeah, I think at the end of the day, you take everything with a grain of salt, and you understand that you got to do what you got to do for yourself. There is going to be lingering feelings after the fact, but it is what it is.
True. All right.
Last one.
Last one. Let's make it good. So me and my brother are fraternal twins. My stepmom passed away due to breast cancer when we were around 15 years old. She was like a second mother to us and had been around since we were very young, about 5 years old. Now, fast forward to our junior year of college. I attended a school in upstate New York while he attended a university in the state of Florida. One night, I woke up in a sweat with tears coming down my eyes. I had the most vivid dream. I was in a house and my stepmother was there. I knew she had passed in this dream, which was the first for me. She hugged me, told me how handsome I had become, and that she loved me. I woke up drenched in sweat thinking, what the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? I didn't say anything to anybody and went to class. As I'm walking back to my apartment after class, I get a call from my brother. His first words were, I know this is going to sound weird, but I had the most vivid dream about Maggie last night. The hair, oh my God, I have goosebumps. The hairs on the back of my neck stood up as he went on to describe the same dream I had experienced the night prior. We've never had a twin moment like this, and I don't really know what to make of it, but it's always been a story that I've wanted to tell. That is creepy.
That's really creepy.
That's so scary. I do think like twins have like wild connections.
What is it? Just because they grow in the same womb?
Yeah.
And they're connected. Are they connected by the umbilical cord? Is that a dumb question?
No, because
Is it like,
where
is it two cords?
That's what I was just wondering.
Or is it just one cord?
Can you Google that?
This. Yeah.
Because that's crazy.
They have their own umbilical cords.
But there's only it splits in two.
Are twins? Yeah.
Whoa. We should make a Reddit post.
What would it be?
We should make a fake one and see if they flag it. So then we'll find out. Like who checks.
So you want to do a really wild one? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because we totally give like wild vibes.
No, but we just make it up is what I'm saying. Like.
I just don't even think our imagination is there.
I have a good imagination.
For wild shit?
Yeah.
Yours would be like, I saw Nate Archibald. And then it was like Chase Crawford. And then I'd be like, oh, like dinosaurs. And like.
No, I feel like we'd say like, oh my gosh, I was falling down the stairs and I like tripped and I fell right through the floor. And then when I fell through the floor, I landed in my basement and I saw my best friend hooking up with her brother-in-law.
Oh, you.
That's really crazy. Like that's a good one.
But then what? Are you okay?
That doesn't matter.
Yeah, because
it really doesn't.
The story is not you; it's them.
It's not about me.
That's crazy shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
There you go.
Look at her.
Just made one. Somebody make it up and then comment down below if you got caught. If it was fake.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Also, like, leave us comments and shit.
That one girl, come back to us, girl. We miss you. We miss you.
Our little sister. But we appreciate you if you've stayed here all this time. And yeah, it's been fun. I hope this was entertaining. And I guess like, comment, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and listen to us on all podcasting
Platforms.
And follow us on Instagram at ALMST there.
Hit the notification button on Spotify, even on Apple, here, everywhere that you can hit it. Like on Spotify as well, which you can do. I don't know if you can comment on Spotify, but do it if you can. And thank you so much for being here. Goodbye.
Toodaloo.